tzaddikim and tzaddikisses from around the entire world. Today I have the amazing privilege to be interviewing Zeya from Zeya Comedy. How you doing?
Hey, Baruch Hashem, I'm doing very, very good. How are you?
Amazing, Baruch Hashem. All right, so can you please share with us a little bit about yourself, your hobbies, what do you enjoy doing, a little bit about your background? Let's hear.
Okay, so my name is Zeya, but really that's just a nickname. My name is really Zehavit, like Zehava. Yeah, I was born in Israel and I lived in Canada for most of my life. And I've been funny for I guess from what people tell me. I've been funny in high school and around my friends and with my family, and I love doing imitations and just different things like that. And that's what I like to do, but I also really like to just be at home. It's something that I like doing. Not everyone likes to say that, but I actually love being home. And yeah, I feel just fun to be with the kids. And I have twin babies, and thank God I have 7 children.
And
yeah, thank God. And yeah, so that's it. What was there any question that I missed?
No. Awesome. All right. So you're a comedian. How did you get into such an intense job? What's the story behind you?
Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't always a job. It only became recently. But I guess, how did I start? It's a good question. I started just kind of by the way. I wasn't like, oh, one day I'm gonna be a comedian and everyone's gonna follow me and I'm gonna have all these, I had no idea that was gonna that was Hashem's plan, God's plan. Yeah, it just started with me sort of doing little videos here and there and sharing it, and then seeing other people sharing it with their friends and then telling me how much they like it. And then every time I did that, I saw that, people really need to laugh, and they really love laughing about different things that we go through. And specifically, I do Jewish stuff, like kosher comedy, like things that any that you could watch with your kids, or things like that. And so yeah, it started with just posting one video one day years ago, and then it just kind of kept going that way. And now, yeah, people are waiting for my videos.
That's awesome. All right, so can you please describe to us what preparation for one of your funny videos looks like?
Okay, yeah, I really like that question. So the preparation is in the middle of the night. An idea pops in my head. While I'm in my bed, it just pops into my head, and I'm like, leave me alone, but because I want to sleep, but all these ideas are popping in my head. So sometimes I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna remember it tomorrow, and many times I don't remember it. And sometimes I'll just take my phone and I'll put it in my notes. I have a little notes, and many times the idea happens on Friday night on Shabbos. And I'm like, I tell my kids to remind me because it's such a good idea, and I'm like, remind me for this idea. And yeah, so that's how the idea just comes into my head, just like that. And then I write it down, and then if, let's say, I want to have 2 characters or whatever, I'll write down, okay, Rebbetzin Geschmack says this and the person says this, and I'll write kind of a general idea of what everybody says.
A script.
And yeah, like a little script. And then I actually do the old school way, and I print it out just so I have it in front of me, and I look at it, and then as I'm videoing, it's not exactly the way it is on paper. I'll add more things because, you know, you just get into the whole mood. And then, yeah, sometimes the ideas like just flow while I'm recording, and sometimes I write a script, and yeah, sometimes I don't even write anything. I'll just turn on the camera and I'll have something fun to say.
Nice. All right. What's something you really love about this job?
Oh, I really love um making people smile and making people laugh and knowing that I made their day. I love uh just that I feel Hashem in the process. I feel that like it's not about me. Like
Yeah.
I many times tell myself, like, you know, when I do a video and it goes crazy and it explodes and everyone's like, you're so good, you're so good. And I'm just like, okay, okay. Like really this idea just popped into my head and I'm like, thank you, Hashem. That's, you know, that's what I'm like so thankful for and so happy about, is that like I have this connection with Hashem while I'm doing these videos. And then the other thing is that I really love is, yeah, when I get the feedback, people like, I had a horrible day today, you just made my day. Like really, really many messages that sometimes I wish I could respond in a much better way, but I'm so busy with like answering everyone. It's like I they'll tell me things that are very personal, like I really just went through this and I went through that and you don't understand for years, and then your video popped up and I come to your page to put a smile on my face, and that really is the biggest happiness for me.
Wow, beautiful. What's something you really don't like about this job?
um I guess that sometimes I'll have funny ideas, but I'll have to filter it because maybe it'll sound like this, and some people will be like, "Oh, you shouldn't really talk about that," or I don't know. Everybody has different opinions, so I'll kind of evaluate it too much, and then I'll overthink it, and so that's the part that about the videos. But when I'm doing like a stand-up, a show, then I have less of that. Like I could just kind of, I go with the crowd and it's much easier. But when it's a video and it's always there and everybody gets to like have their, you know, opinions, which is okay, everybody has opinions on everything, but that's sometimes like stops me from being fully myself.
Right. Is it hard to juggle your family and daily life plus what you do?
Yes. It gets sometimes it gets like if I have deadlines or, you know, things to prepare for, like before a show. So, or if I'm you know, like I have a video that I'm doing for someone, like a funny video, and you know, I'll have deadlines for that. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, I try to manage it. So that is really, but in general, I think I try not to go too much into you know, like I it's hard. It's a hard balance. It's
Right.
definitely a hard balance, but I'm yeah, that it's juggling family and, you know, work and everything is always a balance that we need to figure out as we go.
Right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. What is your biggest failure and what did you learn from it?
Failure?
Yeah. What is your
Yeah.
biggest failure and what did you learn from it?
Ooh. Failure. Let me think. Um, Maybe when okay, hold on. I have to think about this one. Um, I guess not knowing my crowd when I do a show. Like it's very important to know my crowd. And with every show you learn something, but I think that maybe I'm trying to think. something that I failed in with my comedy. You can cut all the ums later. um, uh, okay. I mean, I'm sure there's something. I'm sure there's something. Like, I can't think of it right now, but yeah, I don't know.
How about this? What's your biggest challenge?
Biggest challenge in the comedy?
Yeah, right now.
Saying yes to things like that.
Mm.
Like I always say, like when people ask me to do a show here, a show there, I'm like, I don't know. I have to figure out if I could do this, if I could leave my babies, and so I have to get used to saying yes to things more often, because at the end of the day, that it always works. It works out, and it's just, yeah. I think it's more like the fear of saying yes, and then once I say yes, it works out.
Love it. All right. Who's
Yeah.
somebody you admire?
You. You for doing this. I don't always go on podcasts, but I was like, I can't say no to you. There's no way. I had to say yes. But yeah, I really do admire you for doing this, because I've seen the other one. I've seen other ones you've done, and I was like, it takes courage. So good for you. I admire my husband.
Love it.
Yeah, my husband, I admire him very much. His patience, he's very funny. Like he's very to worry about suppers, and he's like, whatever, I'll eat whatever. He's not picky. So I'll tell you something funny he said one time. He's like, I'm like, so what should I make for supper? I was tired, and I was like, oh, what should I make for supper? He's like, you don't need to make supper. I ate. He's like, I ate yesterday. I'm good. so
Love it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Next question. This is related to the question we just asked. Who has been your biggest support, mentor, role model over the course of this career?
My husband, but I also have good friends and family. But my biggest supporter, my husband. He really is behind the scenes and in all of this. Yeah, like every time if we have to travel, or we go together. If we have to, if I'm like stuck and I can't think of an idea, he's just like, he'll just be like, oh, okay, let's brainstorm. And then we brainstorm together. And he's just very, very happy for me whenever I do something. And like now I'm gonna start selling stuff soon with like different geschmack sayings.
Wow.
Yeah. So he did all of that, because I don't have patience. And so he did all of like the work that you have to design all the mugs and all the t-shirts and all that. So yeah, he's very excited when things work out for Zeya Comedy.
Nice. All right. How do you deal with pressure and stressful situations?
I yell and I let it all out. No, I'm just kidding. Sometimes that works, but no. So how do I deal with it?
Yeah.
I talk to a friend. I have a very good friend that I call, and I just sort of talk it out. Once I talk it out, it sort of feels much lighter, and it's not all in my head. And I'm just like, oh, wow. Okay. It seemed like a much bigger deal before. And pressure, yeah, like I said, it's a balance when I say yes to people or when I say no. And when I say no, I'm like relieved. Oh, okay, I don't have to go do that thing now, because like I have so many things in my life that I need to do. So I'm like less overwhelmed. I try to like be less overwhelmed, but then after I feel bad of all these missed opportunities. So yeah, by saying no, it's also a good thing sometimes, because
right.
it helps me with the pressure. But,
Love it.
yeah.
All right. What is your most best and crazy memory throughout this adventure?
Crazy memory?
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, I'll never forget when I did a show, and I think I've said this before, but I did a show in Crown Heights, and somebody was there, Yocheved, she passed away, and Yocheved, I got a letter from her mother that Yocheved was at my show, and that she was smiling and laughing a lot at my show. And if it's possible for me to find those clips of like the crowd, and to see if like she could see the videos of her smiling and laughing. So when I looked for those clips of her laughing, I was crying. And that was a crazy memory, because like later her mother told me, like what happened, and then just to think about Yocheved, someone that I never met in my life, and I didn't know her story or anything, was at my show, and I was able to make her laugh.
Wow.
And I was able to maybe relieve some of her pain while she was there, was the craziest thing for me. And I think about it every time before I go on stage.
Wow. What are your dreams? What's something that you really, really want to accomplish?
So I would really like to go around to different cities and do my show. That's something that I really want to do. And meet people that I've been speaking to, and new friends, different cities to do the Zeya Comedy show. I would love to get there one day, but I always tell myself one day at a time, and to really raise my children with patience, with love, and to really be present with them.
Love it. All right. What advice would you give someone wanting to pursue a career similar to you?
Okay, so go out of the box. Like we all put ourselves in these boxes, and we're like, oh, I can't, this is what I could only do this, and I'm too shy, and I'm too this, and I'm too quiet. I was actually very, very shy and quiet growing up.
Actually,
Yeah, my teachers all did this to me. Like they couldn't hear me whenever I did a presentation. They were like, I wasn't loud enough. I was like very shy and quiet. And then I just came out of my shell, I guess. And then it's just really like surrounding yourself with people who bring you up. And that's really what helped me. Like people that were like telling me, you have to do something with this. This is a crazy talent. You're hilarious. You're good, And then it's like, it kind of brings you to that place of, oh, okay. So, it's like so clear that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So if you have something that you wish you want to do, and you can't bring yourself to do it, take baby steps, and surround yourself with people who support you and appreciate you, and tell you really the truth of how you are, and and that you feel comfortable with, and just do it. Life is short. And everyone has a mission, everyone has a contribution in the world, and no one is like you. No, everyone is different, and there's only one you. So
yes.
Be your best you.
Nice. All right. One more question. Are you ready?
Yes, very.
What is a life lesson that you can teach us?
Oh, wow. Oh my God. We did not prepare for this before. A life lesson. Let me see. Even if it's not perfect, even if something is not perfect, just do it, and then it's still part of you. Like with all its imperfections, it's still you, and people will appreciate your genuine product or whatever you do, you know. So if you have a talent or something that you wish you could do, but you're waiting for that perfect moment or for it to look perfect, then it might stop you, because like doing something, even if it's imperfect, it could be perfect in someone else's eyes, and then you will only get better by doing things, you know, consistently. And like an example is, like, let's say my videos, you know, everybody asks me like, oh, how do you do it? Who films you? I literally do things at home with, like, sometimes it's like my phone is held by a tissue box and like held by like toys and different things, or like a little thing that now I have you know, the thing that holds the phone finally. But like a lot of my videos were just homemade, everything at home, and very simple. And I could be like, oh, that didn't look perfect, but everybody looks for, you know, the laughter, like the realness of it. So yeah, so don't wait for the perfect time. Like there's never a perfect time. Yeah.
Wow. All right. All right. Thank you so much for joining this beautiful, wonderful, and amazing Elevate Yourself interview. Laili Bialo here. For more interviews and daily videos, please WhatsApp, not text, the number 541-604-8581. I'm going to repeat it again. 541-604-8581. And don't forget to elevate the planet, and that Hashem loves you. To be added to the EGOT group chat, please contact the number 541-604-8581.